know how like in Courage the Cowardly Dog, when Courage get fucked up so bad, all he could do was cackle. But then after the cackle, he locks in and gets serious. After my second to last lifted moment, in that context, I cackled so hard because I was just bewildered at how the fuck this even happened. Like, I ain't never had my shit wrecked that good. Hello, and welcome to Lusty Lore with your boy, the one and only, and the host sticks with the most sticks, Monique Starr, where we dive into the fun, flirty, and sometimes a little filthy goings on of my spicy or not so much spicy life. Thank you for being patient and kind with me while I try to navigate the ins and outs of my life and the changes. I'm not going to hold you. Life has been giving your boy a severe Brazilian wax. It's been painful and it's tough, and I just feel like the hair is being ripped off of me, strip after strip. However, like a Brazilian wax, I will emerge from this adversity clearer, smoother, and more confident. Amen. Hey, fucking men. Anyway, I came to talk to y'all about my personal experiences uh, with, coitus, if you will. And although I spend a lot of time on this channel talking about the work that I do related to the aforementioned subject, I would like to get a little personal and talk about one time where I had the best sex of my life. Um, Before we even get into the story, I just want to let you know that number one, uh, this is the judgment-free zone. I know that I have made some decisions that have not been the most savory, and I have given my coochie cat to some unsavory people. The person that I'm about to tell the story about um, is not the most savory person in the least bit. The dick was, but them as a person, not so much. And so I want to just honor and preface that this is a judgment free zone. And I'm telling the story not only to shed light on these experiences of my own and hold space for those that have similar experiences, but also name that, like, it's okay to fuck up and it's okay to give your coochie or not be stingy with it to people that don't necessarily deserve it. And so I also say, please forgive me, because one of the biggest mistakes I made was that this man was not only a cishet man, well, allegedly cishet, because heavy on the alleged for the heterosexual part, because if you're fucking with me and you're attracted to me, you're not necessarily straight, but that's another conversation for another channel for a whole nother day. But anyway, the real problem, one of the biggest mistakes I made was that this man, deep Negro spiritual side, was an Aries. I know, y'all. I know that sounds kind of crazy. I know that wasn't my brightest or best moment, but it was a moment nonetheless. So, for context, when it comes to matters of astrology, I am not God's strongest soldier when it comes to Aries people. I don't know if it's because, most people in my life growing up have been Aries dominant people, so I'm very familiar with the energy, and it's an energy that I highly respect and highly admire. Or it could just be like I like the attitude and the brashness, and Aries people are just hot. Like I've never experienced an Aries person that wasn't hot. Even like friends that are Aries, and y'all know who y'all are, and y'all are very sexy people. Let's smooch sometime, or let's smooch again sometime. Let's scissor. I don't know, but anyway, before I get carried away, okay, about my desires to bump coochies and shit, I just want to say I do have a track record for attracting and bumping purses with Aries people. So much so that, like, the last couple of years where I was actually having sex, I can't even say less than 100% at this point. 100% of those people, with the exception of one, so like 99% of those people were all Aries people. But even the last person, uh, they still had Aries dominant placements. Like they were a Pisces sun, Aries moon, Aries rising. Which, by the way, fun fact: Aries rising is one of the rarest risings that you can have, with an Aries Venus, nonetheless. Um, but anyway, I have a track record for attracting Aries, and the story is about a person named, we're just going to call him P. And P is an Aries person who, Caribbean man from New York, 6'5", very cute, very nerdy, very goofy. Um, Also, unbeknownst to him, pretty neurospicy. Whole nother conversation, whole nother day. I'm also neurospicy, so go figure. But also wore glasses. And if you don't know me now, I have a weakness for glasses. Like I think glasses are so hot, like I just can't. Um, and if we're gonna talk about the Peter, very nice, beautiful gowns, gorgeous gowns, lovely size. I will not be describing further because this is not the space to be graphic about such details. Um, I met him through a mutual friend. When I first met him, and I will not divulge too much information for how I first met him because that is a story that is still personal, that I don't really necessarily tell outside of like specific spaces. But when I first met him, uh, he kept looking at me. You know how, like in The Lion King, when they were tweaking over the zebra haunches in the elephant graveyard, or in the Serengeti, wherever the fuck they were by Pride Rock, and they were the hyenas were tweaking over the zebra haunches, like they was just looking like they was ready to pounce. That's how he looked at me. And I've never witnessed a level of like sexual hunger in that way, because I'm gonna be real with y'all. My neurospicy ass brain, I don't be catching on when people are flirting. I don't be catching on when people are like interested in me. So that was the first time where like someone looked at me in such a way, and I felt that shit in my nether regions. Like that kind of revved me up a little bit. I'm like, damn, somebody could actually look at me and like exude such lust in a way. And I will be honest, like we kind of were very like lightly flirty. It was interesting. But anyway, that was back in 2017. Fast forward to 2018, he congratulated me from graduating from college and proceeded to let me know like he always thought I was very attractive. And I was like, I don't know if that's something I want to explore at this time. I think it's best that we don't converse. And so then, fast forward to later on in 2020, excuse me, fast forward to later on in 2018 when I was in grad school living in New York City, and I was struggling to find partners, and I just wanted to be a little thought pocket. And like a friend reminded me that this person still existed, and that was very much a person that they felt like we both would have great sexual chemistry and like they think it could work out. Now, I also felt like we had great sexual chemistry, and I also could feel the mutual attraction. But herein lies some of the problems and the red flags. This is a man that is a poor communicator. This is a man that loves to waste time. This is also a man who, again, this is a man that is an Aries from New York. Y'all already should know how to fill in the dots and understand what type of time he's on. TBQH. And so that being said, it goes without saying that this is a person that would definitely he would perpetually ghost me, and make up like he was going to come see me and never did, and not really communicate for like years and on and on and on. So from 2018 to 2021, on and off again, exchanges, me getting aggravated, me entertaining his bullshit for him to not show up. So let's fast forward to 2021, the summer of 2021. And I believe this was the day before or after the solar eclipse. And so I went to an infused Italian dinner with a friend, and it was really good. This was right after New Jersey legalized weed, and I was very excited because yeah, I was just very excited to like try legal weed for the first time and go to a dispensary for the first time and do like the puff and paints shit like that. I did some cool stuff that year, weed wise. So I went out with a friend. We eating meatballs and I believe tiramisu and like penny vodka, and it was so good. I'm high as fuck. Okay, I'm lifted at this event. And so being lifted, because it was given, do you love me, Mary Jane? Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you? I think I love you, Mary Jane. Don't you play no game, Mary Jane. Okay, sorry. Y'all know I got ADHD, so hold on. So I'm lifted off the Mary Jane, and being that I was lifted, I decided to pick up my phone and text P. And mind you, I had P blocked prior to this, but of course, I unblocked him because I was feeling away. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the weed was making the coochie talk, and that's how we got here. That was not Monique, that was Monique's coochie. So blame them, don't blame the person. Okay. And I sent a very salacious text. I will not repeat what I wrote in said text because number one, I don't remember. That was years ago. That was 5 years ago. And number two, it's too inappropriate. So again, we're not here to get graphic. Use y'all's imaginations. And so he didn't respond to me, and I got angry, so I blocked him again. Very messy, very telenovela esque, very Tubi movie esque, very chaotic. So I go home, lift it, go to sleep. Wake up, still lifted because I had so much weed in my system. But it was nice. It was lovely. It wasn't like a terrible high. I was not tweaking. I was like, wow, I feel in my body and this feels good. So I'm calling a friend. We're on FaceTime and we yapping, shooting shit, and I'm telling them about the event. Um, Now mind you, that salacious text I did say like come rearrange my guts like a Rubik's cube. I did kind of give that. But anyway, uh I'm getting calls from a random New York number and I'm not paying attention because at this time during lockdown, niggas was calling everybody and their mama with a scam, pretending that you got approved for a PP loan that you never applied for and other types of bullshit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not falling for the theatrics. I'm not falling for the scammer antics. I'm not going to answer. Then the call keeps going. I'm like, well, who the fuck is this? So I get a text message and I told my friend, hold on, I'll call you right back. So I check my phone and the text message says I'm downstairs. No higher, nothing, no indication of who it could be. So I'm like, well, who the fuck is downstairs? Because I didn't order no food. Like I just woke up. Like I'm not hungry right now. And so then I get a phone call again. And I'm like, who is this? And he goes, yo, it's me, P. And I'm like, okay, what you want? What's up? I'm downstairs. I'm like, you lying? Stop fucking lying. He's like, nah. I'm for real. Like I'm downstairs. I'm like, well, go inside and buzz yourself up then if you really outside, if you really here. So he buzzed, and at my old apartment building, I had a buzzer where like you could see on your phone who's but trying to buzz to get in. That nigga's big ass forehead and them glasses was all up in the screen, and I said, oh fuck, what the hell? So I buzzed him up. I ran to throw my trash out. Luckily, I live right next to the trash room, and this is a well constructed building. So, like, no, it was not stinking. Okay, for y'all's information, it was just fine. It was just peachy. Throw my trash out. By the time he gets up, he comes in, and I forgot how tall he was because I haven't seen him in so long. And like, just seeing my like 5'8" ass against his 6'5" self, I'm like, damn. I'm already feeling things. So he gave me a hug. He put his stuff down. I said, listen. Here's the remote. Go put on the TV. Enjoy yourself. I'm gonna go shower. So I went and showered. I put on. I fixed my bonnet that was cocked to the side like Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid, and I decided to straighten it. And then I put on a house outfit, a house dress, and then I went back to hang out with him. And so when I got back out there, he's listening to Up Late by Ari Lennox and singing. I didn't even know the nigga could sing because I'm like kind of shook. I'm like, not this nigga having some talent. So I'm like, not this nigga having talent outside of being an asshole. Because he talented for fuck niggadry, but I didn't know he could carry a tune like that. So he's singing, and I'm like, okay. We talk about the song, just like talking about the music and just catching up. We smoke in a bowl. I packed the bowl for us to smoke, and we just exchange it. We're exchanging pleasantries at this point. And so after a while, one thing leads to another, and he's like, "Can I kiss you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So obviously, and he really can kiss too. He got some nice ass lips. He got some nice ass lips. Lord have mercy. Okay, let me compose myself. So we're kissing, and like it's everything's nice, and then obviously the kissing leading to other stuff that I'm not going to describe here. But one thing I will tell you, when I tell y'all that is without a doubt some of the best sex I've had in my life, I don't even know where to begin. The way that I like reached my peak at least 8 times, that has never happened to me in my life. That has never happened before or even after, if I'm to be real with y'all. Um, and the seventh time I reached my peak, um, do you know how like in Courage the Cowardly Dog, when Courage get fucked up so bad, all he could do was cackle. But then after the cackle, he locks in and gets serious. After my second to last lifted moment, in that context, I cackled so hard because I was just bewildered at how the fuck this even happened. Like I ain't never had my shit wrecked that good. And so I'm letting him know, like, I don't know if I can do this, champ. Like I think you done got everything that you can get out of me at this point. And he's like, oh nah, you're not done. And I'm like, are you sure? And that's when the cackling stopped and I had to lock in. And then he held my hand, and sure enough, I indeed was not done. So we went at it for a few hours actually, and I was just like, whew, thoroughly impressed and thoroughly taken aback because I'm like, damn, like I didn't know he was skilled like that, and I didn't know that I could experience sex in that way because I was so used to experiencing sex being uncomfortable or sex being, just a weird experience. But when we get done doing the do and we're doing it to all my music and his music, and he has pretty good musical taste. So it was a nice time. He goes home. And then at that point, afterwards, we resume that stupid ass song and dance of, I'm going to pretend to come see you, and then I'm going to stop talking to you, and then I'm going to make some shit up as to why I didn't have the capacity to talk to you. This is him, not me, by the way. And so I didn't sleep with him again until 2022, and I slept with him twice. And those were okay. It wasn't as good as before, but that's for various reasons. I also will note that when I first slept with him, I wasn't on an antidepressant, so I wonder if me being on an antidepressant has made anything different sex wise, and I feel like it has. Like, definitely achieving that high point is not as easy as it were back then. But also, I think the real issue was this: multiple things to be true. Very hot human being, a human being that potentially could be something more if he really was putting the effort in for himself, and also be something more for me potentially. But again, at the same time, potential is not reality. And also, just because someone makes you feel good and someone is good at sex does not mean they're an overall good person, does not mean uh they don't know how to hold your humanity, does not mean they don't know how to fully hold your personhood. Because although I will say this, I've never had, like I said, I've never really had a sexual experience that felt like I could that felt like I could be the center of someone's pleasure, or felt like I could be the person um that is to receive such pleasure, I guess. I'd never really been the person. I've never really been in a experience where, as a fat black person, I was having sex with someone that genuinely cared about my well being in that moment, or genuinely cared about how I was feeling or what I was experiencing in that moment. Um, I also never really been with people that weren't openly mean to me. And mind you, this is when I was in my 20s. Even this story, I was in my 20s. In my 30s, very different experience. I'm not really having sex like that. And that's also because I don't necessarily want to put up with bullshit. So I'm okay with not having it until I find partners that can actually respect my time and my personhood. But yeah, I've never really had sexual partners that were the most consensual or the most considerate or the most caring and pleasure centric. So that was nice to have. However, what wasn't nice was experiencing the fact that he did not care about my time, and he did not care about like my just my well-being outside of sex. Like, mind you, this is a person that was constantly wasting my time. I also did not like the fact that he showed up unannounced. It did not confirm that he was coming, or it did not even like care about like my needs. Because what if somebody else is there? What if what if I didn't want to invite him up? Like, what then? What? So like, I don't like that he just showed up unannounced, and we don't have a relationship where he can do that. So that was very weird for me. Also, even beyond that, like some of the exchanges that we've had outside of that, like this is the same man that wished me a happy Mother's Day, knowing that I don't have kids except for my cat, of course, my baby Quinn. But outside of my fur baby, I'm not a mother or a parent. And also like he even mentioned that he knows I don't have kids, but I still take care of other people. So just this like you want to fuck me, but then you want to mammy me, and then you want to like just say weird shit to me. So like it just was not. He's not the best person for me. Great sex, beautiful gowns, gorgeous gowns, like his fellow Aretha Franklin, fellow Aries Aretha, like beautiful gowns, gorgeous gowns, like his fellow Aries Aretha Franklin said. But beyond that, I just don't think it's no amount of sex or pleasure is worth people disrespecting my time or my person. And I'm at a place in my life now where I'm unfortunately sad about not having sex because sex is very important to me. I'm very sad about not having an experience where people want to experience my person and also experience my body and also allow me to have agency over all parts of me. Um, I am sad that I don't get to experience that. I am happy that I'm choosing not to settle because I don't want to settle. I want to have the best possible experience holistically so. Not just oh this was the best dick ever, or oh this was the best like romantic part ever. More like I want something that's rooted in communication, that's rooted in honesty and trust, and also deeply hot and deeply kinky and deeply connective and deeply sensual and deeply intimate. That's what I'm looking for. Something a bit more substantial that doesn't make me want to pull my hair out. Listen, life is already pulling my coochie hairs out without warning. I don't need a nigga coming in and making me want to pull hairs out. I don't want to deal with that. That's very that's very disorienting, and I don't want disorienting dick no matter how amazing it is. So that being said, I am really excited for more experiences where I can deal with people that are really cool, down to earth folks that actually care and that actually want to meet me where I am and not consume me for their benefit, not play games with me, just simply want to exist with me because they fuck with me in a real way. Um, so thank y'all for hearing me ramble about the bullshit, but also the beauty of not putting up with it anymore. Um, and I hope that we all can find partners that really are great people, that really treat us well, and and crack us well too. So that being said, I hope you rest. I hope you take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you again soon on my channel. Goodbye for now.